Hello everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. In today's episode, we'll uncover a scene full of tension and hidden motives when Mai shamelessly visits Alex's mother, trying to win her favor with fake charm and lies. She brags about her role in the company, belittles others, and even dares to question Alex's love for Tuna. But how will Mrs. Fuang, calm, wise, and sharp, respond to such arrogance? Stay tuned, because what happens next will show that true grace can't be fooled by a pretty smile. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. The afternoon sunlight poured softly through the lace curtains of Mrs. Fuang's home. Warm, calm, and full of quiet grace. Just like the woman herself. The living room was simple but refined. Polished wood, delicate tea sets, and framed photos that told decades of family stories. Mai sat elegantly on the sofa, a faint, practiced smile on her lips. Every detail of her look, from the pastel dress to the pearl earrings, had been chosen carefully. Today wasn't about courtesy, it was strategy. Mrs. Fuang, Mai began in a tone both polite and flattering. I've wanted to visit for such a long time. Alex always speaks so fondly of you. I truly admire the values you've passed down to him. No wonder the company has grown so strong. Mrs. Fuang smiled kindly. That's sweet of you to say, Mai. I've heard you've been helping Alex quite a bit at work lately. Mai leaned forward, her voice carrying a well-rehearsed modesty. Oh, just doing what I can. I've been finding new clients, managing the warehouse teams, and even stepping in to handle supplier issues. You know how business can be. It takes quick thinking and courage. Alex is so talented, but he can't do everything alone. She paused, giving the impression of humility while subtly painting herself as Alex's right hand, the one who held things together. Mrs. Fuang nodded slowly, her eyes calm and unreadable. She had met countless people in her lifetime and could easily sense when someone was trying too hard. Mai continued smoothly, as if sharing an honest concern. Of course, not everyone around him has the same level of dedication. For example, his assistant Lan. She's been with him for years, but sometimes she clings to old methods. She means well, but she can be overly cautious, maybe even obstructive. Alex is a visionary, yet she doesn't always see that. Mrs. Fuang placed her teacup down gently. Lan, she said thoughtfully. She's been loyal since Alex started the company. I've always seen her as responsible and trustworthy. The compliment toward Lan made Mai's chest tighten. For a brief moment, her smile wavered, but she quickly regained her composure. Oh yes, absolutely. Lan is very loyal. I just think her style doesn't always keep up with Alex's modern ideas. Still, I suppose every company needs a balance. Mrs. Fuang gave no reply. She simply refilled the teacups and waited. Her quiet patience made Mai slightly uneasy. Trying to recover control, Mai decided to shift gears, from business to personal. She leaned in slightly, her voice lowering to a soft, conspiratorial whisper. I've also been a little worried about Alex lately. He's been spending time with that woman, hasn't he? Tuna, I think her name is? Mrs. Fuang's gaze softened. Yes, I know of her. What about it? Mai sighed dramatically, as though burdened by concern. Please don't misunderstand me, Mrs. Fuang. I only say this because I care about Alex's reputation. He's such a successful, handsome man, a CEO with endless potential. It just surprises me that he'd choose someone like her, a single mother, uneducated, with no background or position, I worry she might not be right for him." Her tone was sweet, but the venom was unmistakable. Mrs. Fuang looked directly at Mai, her expression gentle but firm. "Mai, I've met Tuna. She's a hard-working, honest girl. She doesn't pretend to be someone she's not. She's patient, sincere, and kind-hearted, qualities I value deeply. And most importantly, she makes Alex happy. As his mother, that's all I truly want." For a moment, silence filled the room. Mai's perfect smile froze. Inside, her jealousy flared like fire, but she forced out a small, controlled laugh. "Of course, Mrs. Fuang. You're right. I only want what's best for Alex, that's all. Maybe I'm just overthinking things." Mrs. Fuang nodded politely, ending the conversation with a calm grace that spoke louder than any argument. Mai sipped the rest of her tea, though it suddenly tasted bitter. Her thoughts were racing behind her polite facade. So that's it. Even his mother favors that woman. Fine, I'll keep pretending until she sees who Tuna really is. As she left the house, the late afternoon light cast long shadows across the driveway, and in those shadows, her ambition only grew darker. It's almost impressive, really, how someone like Mai can live such a double life. Scheming with Min to cheat Alex out of $40,000 worth of fruit shipments, and then walking straight into his mother's home to boast about her contributions to the company. Charming on the outside, deceitful underneath, a perfect disguise. Meanwhile, miles away, Tuna's world couldn't be more different. She doesn't have much, no luxury, no status, no expensive clothes, but she has peace. She has honest work she believes in, and a child who gives her strength every single day. After finishing her morning chores, she loads baskets of ripe fruit onto a small handcart and prepares for the long walk to the local market. The job isn't easy, but she never complains. Every coin she earns means food for her child, diapers, and a little hope for tomorrow. The path is rough, the air heavy with the scent of soil and grass, yet she keeps smiling. To her, happiness isn't comfort, it's honesty. It's the quiet pride of working hard and going to bed each night knowing she owes nothing to anyone. If Mai lives in a world built on manipulation and appearances, then Tuna's world is founded on effort and sincerity. While Mai plots in silk, Tuna labors in sweat, but her heart remains pure. She doesn't yet know the storm that Mai is quietly stirring, but her patience and silent perseverance will soon reveal who truly holds strength, the strength that both Alex and Mrs. Fuang have already seen in her. Morning sunlight shimmered over the marketplace, glinting off piles of fresh fruit and vegetables. Tuna gently wiped sweat from her forehead as she arranged her baskets of grapefruit, mangoes, and guava. The market was already alive with noise, vendors calling out prices, children laughing, buyers haggling over a few coins. Despite the chaos, Tuna's stall stood out in its simplicity. Her fruits were neatly organized, clean and fresh, and her gentle smile drew customers in without her even trying. She greeted everyone politely, her tone soft yet confident. Every sale, no matter how small, carried a quiet satisfaction, the kind that comes from earning something with one's own hands. As she handed a bag of fruit to an older woman, she heard a familiar voice behind her. "Tuna!" She turned to see Alex standing at the edge of the crowd, his shirt sleeves rolled up, his usual confident smile softened by warmth. "Alex, what are you doing here?" she asked, slightly flustered but happy. "I had a meeting nearby," he said, walking closer. "Thought I'd stop by and see how my favorite fruit seller's doing." Tuna laughed, shaking her head. You always joke about that. I'm just trying to earn an honest living. That's exactly why I admire you, Alex said quietly, his eyes meeting hers for a moment longer than usual. You work harder than anyone I know. Before she could reply, little Henry toddled over, his tiny hands clutching a toy Alex had bought for him weeks ago. A small wooden car painted bright blue. Uncle Alex! He shouted gleefully. Alex bent down, scooping the boy into his arms. There's my little man. You helping your mom today? Henry giggled, nodding enthusiastically, though his words were mostly babble. Tuna watched them, her heart warming at the sight. For a moment, everything felt simple, pure. Come on, Alex said after a moment. Let's take a break. I brought some lunch. You haven't eaten yet, have you? Tuna hesitated. I still have fruit to sell. I'll help, he replied with a grin. I've sold plenty of deals in my life. How hard can fruit be? She laughed softly but gave in, sitting on the small wooden stool beside him. Together, they ate from the lunch he had brought, just rice, vegetables, and a bit of grilled fish. Yet the moment felt richer than any fine restaurant meal. As they ate, Alex looked around the small market and then back at her. You know, he said thoughtfully, I've been thinking a lot lately. About people, about the company, about what really matters. Tuna tilted her head, listening. Mai came to see my mother yesterday, he continued, his tone calm but serious. I didn't know until Mom told me last night. Apparently, she spent the whole afternoon bragging about her work and criticizing people she shouldn't have. Tuna froze, sensing who he meant, but staying silent. Alex sighed. I don't usually listen to gossip, but when my mother told me what she said about you, it made me angry. She called you uneducated, poor, unworthy, just because of where you come from. He looked at her, eyes filled with quiet frustration. But what Mai doesn't understand is that worth isn't measured by status or money. It's measured by heart. And you, Tuna, have more heart than anyone I've ever met. Tuna lowered her gaze, her voice soft. Alex, please don't be upset. People say things. I'm used to it. I don't have much, no fancy degree, no big achievements. But I'm not ashamed of who I am. Alex nodded. That's exactly why I respect you. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The sound of the marketplace faded into the background, replaced by a stillness that felt both fragile and powerful. Then Henry broke the silence, reaching out his tiny hands toward Alex's face. Alex laughed and kissed the boy's forehead. You're lucky, kid. You've got the strongest mom in the world. Tuna smiled, her eyes glistening. Strength? Maybe. I just learned that life doesn't give us much, so we have to fight for the little we have. Then you're stronger than you think, Alex said softly. He looked around once more, the modest fruit stand, the dusty ground beneath their feet, the sunlight filtering through the market awnings, and realized how different this world was from the one he came from. Here, everything was raw, real, unpretentious. And maybe, just maybe, that's what he'd been missing all along. In this episode, Mai continues her deceitful schemes after secretly scamming Alex with Min. Determined to gain more power, she visits Alex's mother, Mrs. Fuang, pretending to be loyal while bragging about her contributions to the company and bad-mouthing others, especially Tuna, the humble single mother Alex loves. But Mrs. Fuang sees through Mai's arrogance, calmly defending Tuna's honesty and kindness. Enraged, but hiding it behind a fake smile, Mai vows to keep manipulating until she changes Mrs. Fuang's mind. Meanwhile, Tuna works tirelessly, selling fruit at the market to support her child, living with integrity and peace. Her quiet perseverance stands in stark contrast to Mai's greed, proving that true worth isn't built on wealth or beauty, but on sincerity and strength of heart.